Shalom, Akwas. Um, I made a video, or I'm making a video. This video is this video is specifically just for sisters who are really striving to live for the Most High, God of Israel, and also for Yahusha, and like really putting their commitment to being better wives, better just biblical women, like living up to that standard. This video is not for you if you don't have the Most High on your mind, if you're not entertaining the Most High, if you're not, or Yahusha. This video may not be for you. And it's not for you if you're, I'm talking about, this video is being for sisters whose lives are threatened physically by their husbands. If they're in an abusive marriage, physically. That's what this video is about. So if you're upset at your husband because you guys, you didn't like his response about, you guys keeping the bathroom clean, or you guys, had a little, you didn't like the tone he used about doing dishes or something. This video is not about that at all. So this video is not for you for that. So once again, I'm speaking to the sisters whose life is being threatened by their husband, or their marriage. And I'm going to be sharing my situation and what I dealt with and what I went through, because in order for me to have left, before that I was watching and I searched high and low all over YouTube, all over Instagram, on different women's accounts. And I noticed a lot that the women's who their YouTube and Instagram channel was focused on specifically domestic violence and physical abuse, they're not talking at all about God. They're not talking about the Most High. They're not talking about the spiritual side of it. And so I noticed there was that factor missing, which is very critical and important. And then I also noticed, as I was looking throughout both platforms, is that the women who were, their channels were focused on being a virtuous woman, being a biblical Israelite wife, living up to the standard that God directs us to be with our husbands in the right biblical order. They wouldn't go into depth really about physical abuse either. It was very surface level. It would just be like, oh yeah, if you're getting physical abuse or if your life is threatened, leave. And that's it. They wouldn't go past that at all, or really go deep into that. And through my experience and what I noticed is, that's a big issue that needs to be addressed, because I know I'm not the only woman who's gone through this. And I know this is a major issue and situation that happens to daughters of the Most High. And it needs to be addressed, because it will save more of the daughters of the Most High God of Israel. Because what really this is going on, and that physical abuse where your life is being threatened, it's really demonic and spiritual warfare. And that's why I'm making this video, because it goes really deep. So, so for those women who are really living to, trying to follow the commandments of the Most High, and they're reading the Bible and they're doing the biblical order of, how to address when you have an issue with your husband, which is this, I'll read it, 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Okay, so that's the natural order, and that's how God created it to be, and designed the family unit, and of just, the leadership role of who's over who. And obviously, God is the Alpha and Omega. He's the Most High. So, of course, he's at top. But he's the one who would be correcting your husband, not you. So for those women who are following, like I said, the biblical standard, they're living that to, not speaking back to their husband, not being clamorous, not giving them attitude, not snapping. Like, you're literally, you're listening to your husband. You're doing your best, about listening to him, acknowledging him, letting him correct you, being humble and meek about it. You know, um, so with that being said, if, like I said, your husband, you guys got in a bad argument, or it really, you didn't like, he hurt your feelings because he said some stuff that you're sensitive about or something, you know, or whenever there is a confrontation, you've been doing the right thing, which is going through the biblical order. So meaning you cry and go to your true Father, God the Most High. You pray to him in your closet, and you let it out to him and let him know, this is what I'm hurting about, Papa. This really affected me. Or I know he's being unjust about this, or whatever it is that happened with you guys. You're doing it the right way. You're going and praying to your true Father, the Most High. And because the Most High will correct your husband. If it is your husband, he will correct him. If it is not, and it is you, you will be corrected by the Most High, and you'll know. Yeah, so if you're following that, and you let him correct you, you stick to God's commandments of how to be with your husband by not talking back, you're being quiet, you're listening, you're acknowledging all that stuff, and you're realizing it's not getting better. It's not, no matter what, he escalates. No matter what, if you're quiet, he gets more physical, and he escalates physically. Or if you say you're sorry and you're really trying to change, or you're trying to better your actions, and he still escalates physically. Or you try a different approach, and say, thank you for showing me this and realizing, how can I do better, or how can I change this or stop this from happening. No matter what, he's belittling you. He's still escalating to physical aggression. So it's like, no matter what you say, what approach you do, he escalates no matter what, physically. And the last final event that I dealt with my husband being abusive to me was, no matter what, the next thing I realized, he's body slamming me down on the ground. He's hitting me in my face, so now I have a bruised eye. He's holding me down by my neck and literally threatening to kill me. Like, those are his words. Saying if, I try to leave, he's going to slap the shit out of me. If I say anything, he's going to slap the shit out of me, and that he's going to kill me. So that was the final event that I had with my husband. And I'm in the middle of nowhere, meaning the closest neighbor is probably a mile away, about where the next house is. I'm by myself out in the middle of nowhere in nature, on our farm. And I remember after this happened, I was just at a part in the woods. And I remember crying out to the Most High. And about the situation. And you know what the Most High told me? He said, my darling, my sweetheart, you have idolized your marriage. And when you have an idol that is above me and Yahosha, and when you're not married to the person that I have chosen for you or picked for you to be with, and it's not a marriage, a biblical marriage. And he said, I did not create you to have a man that would harm you and threaten one of my precious daughters. I did not create you to be a punching bag. I did not create you to live in fear of a man when you're only supposed to fear me. And he brought up that scripture, which was Ephesians 5:33. Let me go to that real quick. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. And after I read that verse, the Most High told me reverence and fear are two different things. They're not the same thing. And he also told me, I did not create you to allow or let his demons to destroy you. That's not your purpose. He said he is not what I directed or commanded an Israelite man to be as far as a husband and a leader and a protector. And he told me, you need to leave because he is not fighting and rebuking his demons. And he told me it's my duty to share this matter with you guys because it's not being addressed, like I said, in any of the communities. It's not being addressed in the Israelite community all the way. It's not being addressed in the quote-unquote Christian community. It's not being addressed on the, like I said, in the community of women who are trying to be biblical women and wives, living up to the standard of the Most High. And he told me that he's tired of it not being talked about because he's tired of losing his daughters to the spiritual warfare. And the next thing God told me is, what did John say? And I'm actually going to read that to you too. It's John 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. And so the devil's purpose is to steal, kill, and destroy. So that's another reason of how you know it's the devil, especially in my situation. And the Most High told me that, the devil wants to pervert and twist everything I have created and designed. And then he brought up, what was Satan's downfall? Isaiah 14, 12 through 15. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Then the Most High showed me Proverbs 16, verse 18. So let me go to that with you. 1 second. Proverbs 16, verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And my point being is that, the Most High showed me that because he was showing me that my husband had pride, and that spirit, that demonic spirit, is pride. For what I was dealing with within my marriage with him. And my point being is, if you do not leave a life-threatening situation, like a physical abusive marriage, you are having that as an idol. And you are giving consent and agreement to the devil and to let him destroy you. You do not question the Most High and Yahosha. The Most High and Yahosha, they're not to be messed with. He does not mess around with his daughters and with his children. And you are his. And when the Most High God of Israel and Yahosha command you to do something, you don't have a choice. No matter how uncomfortable it is for you, when he convicts you and gives you a mission, you do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He will literally allow and put you in dangerous situations until you do what he commanded you to do. He will drag you and compel you to do it. You just know you have to do it. You don't worry about how you will do it, because the Most High and Yahosha always find a way and provide. They always make it happen. So what you have to do, if you're a woman that's in this situation, you have to fully surrender yourself to the Most High and Yahosha. If you only knew how precious you are to them and how serious he takes you and how much he loves you. And when you feel that from them, the true love and how much they love and care for you, from your true, real father and brother, there's no questioning. And you're changed and renewed. So anyways, this is just my first video. Please stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about all different types of different topics or different angles, but it's all tied to biblical womanhood. And for those women who are really striving, like I said, to live according to the Most High God of Israel and to live to his purpose of how he created and designed us to be. So it's going to be about different topics all the time. So please stay tuned and like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Shalom.
Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. The devil trying to take my soul, no way I will fall. You can try it in the fire when you know you real gold. Most I might be testing you like he did when he test Joe. I know all this be stressing you, just hold on, don't let go. Keep your faith in all my legacy and never leave side. The most I send a jury, man, I'ma catch a ride. I respect the father, cause I know he never lied. Got me out of situations, knew I could've died. You know how it go, we don't never listen till we drop it in the flow. Be calling on your name and everything be going wrong. Right now I'm going through it, but I'm still making this song. See y'all to right up on my side. I'm just trying to show her how to please the Most High. I care about your soul, where you going, where you die. Be on the right path to the kingdom, ain't no lie. The commandment, seek the spirit of be pleasing in his eyes. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.